People, talk about taking it to a different tone and a different level. Black Clover chapter 317, everything feels so different after like a month or two of these kind of wacky chapters. The Power Rangers, the Black Rangers unite. Like, it definitely feels as though we went down a whole different direction and a whole different road. I don't know if this is why Tabata gave us a little bit more of these lighthearted chapters, the last few ones, because yeah, it was like, I ain't gonna lie, I was like, yo, what are we doing here, dog? We're going down like this 7 Deadly Sins Demon King. He's taking over Britannia. He's taking over Hodge Village. That Lucifero is now Hodge Village. It felt like we was just going down opposite direction of what you would have expected for this giant demonic arc. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the Spade Nation. We're fighting demons, devils, and all sorts of stuff. And instead, we was getting a little bit more of a campier feel. I wanted it to get back on track to like, this is serious business. It's supposed to be the biggest threat we faced so far. This might even be endgame type of deal when it comes to the villains of Black Clover. Where we at with it? What's going on here, dog? So we got this chapter, and all of a sudden, it's like Tabata was like, "Oh, you wanted to get a little bit darker. You wanted everything to feel a little different, huh? You wanted a menacing threat, so to speak. Say less." Because one of the things that, too, a lot of people complain about when it comes to Black Clover, and I ain't gonna lie, to a certain degree, there is a little bit of validity, a lot of validity at that, when it comes to there's no real villain that is like, hey, the villain is the strong thing of it all. Like, yo, this villain is awesome. We don't really got that right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, throughout the Spade arc, for the most part, it's been like, okay, we got the Dark Triad, but it's not really focusing in on any of them. And then it was like, okay, Xenon, but you see, like, yeah, he's more so misunderstood, and he's fighting for a conviction of what he feels is right, which for the most part, that is villains. But nevertheless, it wasn't a concrete, like, oh, this dude, he's the guy. That's the villain. Like, at the very least, in the previous arcs, you know, the Elf, for example, like, one of the big things that was leading all up to those chapters and you know, the peak of that arc was Patri and his massive vendetta of what he tried to do against the humans. Like, it made Patri the big villain, and it was like, okay, like, similar to like a Obito Madara thing, but nevertheless, hey, this is what the main villain is and why he did what he did. This arc, it kind of felt like a headless horseman in a way of like, yo, we just got a lot of villains, but we don't know who's the pinpoint one. It looks like we pinpointed, oh no, it's him. It's not the land, it's not, you know what I'm saying, the random devils, it is him. But then there's also other supreme devils on the way, or not even on the way, they're here, fam. Let's talk about it, because it looks like we're back on track to be screaming that Black Clover greatness. I think we've run into the true villain. By the way, if you saw my top best manga of 2021, a big event, you would know the reference there. We found the true villain here.
No matter how you move, get it done. No matter how you move, get it done. No matter how you move, get it done. No matter how you move, get it done.
Yes, people, so like I said in the intro of this whole shebanga, it definitely feels as though we went in a different direction, because following Asta's massive slashing of Lucifero, which I still can't get over the fact of like his new Devil uniform with Lee looking sick as hell, but in terms of just going down the direction of like, yo, the stakes is going up there, you know what I'm saying? It feels a little bit more deadly. It feels a little bit more like, oh, now I'm scared. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm scared. Now it's like, here we go. It's here. Because again, following Asta slashing through Lucifero, as, you know, what he's become right now, is falling apart. Because essentially, to begin with, he was incomplete. So, yeah, you take that incomplete form, and then you have Asta with his new Devil Union form, slashing him in half. It seemingly is over. And then I love the transitioning, because it kind of went, again, just a different direction. I don't know if his editor stepped in. Tabata's editor was like, yo, we did enough for the whole Black Bull camaraderie, yay, like we did that, we're going a different direction. Because then following that, you see Yuno with Mimosa, and I was like, oh, this is a nice turn of events, let's go, yeah. And he's shooting his bow and arrow, Spirit of Euros, and he's finishing off what is there of the incomplete and falling apart Lucifero. And I ain't gonna lie, I loved the way the, I guess, paneling, so to speak, was done. It just feels more, and it's still going in line of what Tabata's been doing up until this point, especially as of recent, of just really cool art. Sometimes maybe you could argue like, okay, there's more scenery than there is characters, but I don't don't know, I just love seeing where you get Yuno and Mimosa on his back, and he's shooting the arrow to take down and finish off the incomplete Lucifero, and it's just like, okay, I like the direction in general it's taking, the approach it's taking, opposed to, okay, we did the camaraderie with the Black Bulls, we did that, like, let's go somewhere else with it. And then following that, the whole page of Asta and Yuno, with Asta realizing, oh, you did that, huh? I knew I could count on you. I knew you could do it. And the art on that one, I gotta stress, because, everybody always comments on, the story and what happened and all that jazz, which, of course, that's the crux of it all. No story, no nothing. But the art, I gotta commend. I just love the character designs of how they look and how they're interacting. When you see Asta and you see Yuno, it literally looks like the stereotypical imagery of a devil and the stereotypical imagery of an angel just coinciding. And the thing is that Asta's probably a little bit more pure than to be honest with you, yet he's the devil image, so to speak. And just in general, the art, Tabata was snapping. He was like, okay, I'm about to meet not only this epic art that I'm doing, but with some epic story and some epic villainry. And oh god, oh god, when Padre shows up and catches William Vengeance as he's fallen, and he's like, William, are you okay? I'm there like, I don't know how to feel. It almost feels as though Tabata even himself realizes how much of a lack of sympathy and empathy even the readers have for this character, because then it's followed with a gag of like Longra saying, oh, he came and took the most important moment of it all right here. Like, it just didn't feel as serious. Like, this whole thing leading up with Yami, for example, everybody felt emotional. Like, what was it, 2 or 3 chapters ago now, that big chapter where they finally rescue Yami, it was emotional, his backstory and all that jazz. Like, it felt really emotional with everything going on with Yami. With the rescue of William, like, it continues off with a gag that doesn't even feel more so like a lighthearted, loving gag. In a way, it just kind of feels like, I don't know, like William Vengeance, I guess, until he does something to redeem himself from what he did with, funny enough, the guy that's catching him right now, that was a part of, everything that went down with the Elf arc and people getting severely hurt and dying and all that stuff that happened in the Elf arc. Like, until there is some atonement there, I don't think people are just going to feel sympathetic no matter what. Like, even this rescue right now, it was just like, it's a joke, man. Let's go back to Yami. Like, we care about Yami. We don't care about Vengeance. I don't care about Vengeance. Leave him there. But then, like I said, we actually do cut back to Yami, still looking very messed up. Obviously, he was, trapped in Quillfall for a bit. But either way, you can tell he's still very much so, like, messed up from the whole situation. Like, he looks all, like, I don't know, just beaten up. And he says, good work, you idiot. So, classic Yami fashion, despite the fact that he's not looking his best. And they all thank him for the compliment, essentially. So, still keeping a tiny drop left of that Black Bull camaraderie and all that jazz, but it seems as though mission accomplished. And I'm wondering how much more, because we've had a lot of Black Bull content as of the last couple months. It's been Black Bulls, and not that I'm complaining per se, but I'm wondering how much more we're going to showcase of like each and every member of the Black Bulls, because they just had one of those, hey, you did this, you did that, like, here's my new power up, here's Henry and stuff like that. So I'm wondering how much more of that is going to go down, or if this is going to be like it, so to speak, for the Black Bulls, each having their singular moments. Also, I think we still need, and I'm wondering when it's going to happen, that singular moment for Zora. Like, yo, him and Magna went to train together, and in fact, it looked like he was more ahead of Magna than ever. When they trained, Magna had arguably, if not the best moment, one of the best moments of this entire arc. It's almost time for Zora, and I wonder if Tabata is saving Zora's big moment for, like, when maybe Lucifero is finally complete. Maybe that's when we're gonna see Zora completely show out. But here's something again, and I know I'm always pushing the agenda. I'm always pushing the Noct is not on the up and up agenda. Noct might be a villain, evil agenda. It's always coming, but it is what it is, because following, all the Black Bulls surrounding and all that jazz, not that Noct is the most lovable guy or anything like that, but he just always feels off. He always feels like you're suspicious, dog. Like, you don't come across as like a stand-up guy, you know what I'm saying? Because he just kind of oddly and very mysteriously is walking off from the sidelines instead of just even embracing or joining. It's like he's staying back per se, and it could be that maybe he has some resentments towards Yami. It could be that, again, maybe it's somewhat of his personality, but I don't know. It didn't feel like a wholesome, like a, oh, they did it, you know what I'm saying? It just kind of feels like my plans What are your plans, Noct? Like, that's what I feel like. He got plans and shit ain't going exactly accordingly, or maybe his plans is gonna end up screwing everyone over anyway, so he doesn't really necessarily care about this, you know, oh, we saved our captain, because in his mind, everybody's gonna go to shits, because maybe, again, like I said before, his whole thing is he's using this whole situation to try and, I don't know, bring back his brother Morgan or something. Like, I gotta keep on throwing it in there. It just felt a little off, where he just walks away on the sidelines, like, where you going? And we see for a moment that the chapter tried to mislead us into believing that, oh yeah, we're in the celebratory stage, like, hey, look, oh, Fuego Leon, hey, oh, snap, it's Sally, and then what's good? Like, yo, we did it. We even cut to Ralph, and he's hugging up on Yuno, like, oh, dog, I can't believe it, master, we finally did it, mate. Like, we look like, oh, the threat has been vanquished, and it's all good to go. And they even start talking about rebuilding the Spade Nation, a new kingdom, and all that jazz. And I was just kind of like, really? Like, yo, I ain't gonna lie, if it would have ended like that, it kind of would have felt a little bit weak sauce, if you know what I mean, because it's like, yo, we just slashed an incomplete mountain looking thing that was like Lucifero incomplete. Like, so I'm so incredibly thankful and glad that Tabata was just misleading a little bit. Like, yeah, oh yeah, it's over. It's over when I say it's over. Because then, as they're all there, like, talking all big and mighty about how they finished it, a demon shows up with a very sick design where he kind of has like goat horns or some shit around him. I was just like, what are we doing here? What's going on? And he says, why are you people dawdling? You should really get out of here, you know? And oh my god, that just felt so ominous, because I'm like, where did this dude come from? And then of course Noct is like, oh shit, my plans got away, mate. And he comes running through, and he's like, yo, what is the Supreme Devil from the second level doing here? Like, what's going on? Let's keep this into perspective as well. Like, and we're gonna talk about it in a second. Like, there's multiple threats here now. Like, it's not just the main enchilada at the end of the chapter. There's also this dude, and depending on what this dude has in store, we got a problem. And the devil goes on to say that Lucifero's manifestation is half finished, and we see like a vortex, and it looks like a creature is coming out of it. And yo, Lucifero, dog. Lucifero was like, I ain't done. I ain't going out like that, dog. I ain't the demon king, demon lord. I ain't none of that shit. I'm me. Because he arrives and he says, all of you bow your heads. And it's like a conqueror's hockey, baby, because everybody is laid out. Now, granted, a lot of the captains and a lot of people on the battlefield in general have been fighting a good minute. So yeah, like, if he comes through and he's really strong and he has this will of conqueror's hockey, yeah, he could probably put them on their ass, because they've been fighting a good minute, you know what I'm saying? But it was just epic as hell, and it actually felt like, oh, he's that dude, huh? And again, he's not even complete. He's only halfway there, and he's bow to this godlike creature right here. And as Asta arrives, everyone is laid the hell out, and he is there to his dismay, to say the least. Like, yo, what? And Lucifero pops next to Asta as he looks like he's about to shit himself, and he says, oh, so you're the fool that stopped me from completely manifesting. Yo, if you just look at Asta's facial expression, how he's sweating bullets, you could tell he's scared. He is scared, because we see there that's Lucifero with his incomplete. He's still incomplete, and he just laid out all of the captains and has Asta about to shit himself right there. Like, yo, Tabata, yes, this is where we gotta go. This is the direction I want to see. Let's do this thing. Oh, I ain't gonna lie. This chapter, it felt like a game changer for a lot of where the direction of this arc was going, because it just wasn't feeling that serious. You know what I'm saying? We had a lot of camaraderie chapters of the Black Bulls. Like, we can do it. We're the Power Rangers. Let's go, baby. Super Sentai. Woohoo! We went from that direction to all the captains are laid out. Asta looks like he's about to shit himself. We got an incomplete Lucifero here. Still not complete yet, and he's dominating. Noct is there like, oh, what is a Supreme Devil from the second level doing? Because there's another one there too. Oh my gosh, I'm very curious what you guys think for starters. Like, here's the thing. Okay, if we got two right now, at the very least two, we got Lucifero and we got that other Supreme Devil from the second level. Who's fighting who right now? Like, let's cut the malarkey. Who's fighting who? Is it gonna be like Asta fights Lucifero incomplete and Yuno fights the second level devil, or is it going to be some of the other captains? Because not everyone is completely out cold. There's still probably a few people around here. How is this going to go? I mean, for crying out loud, they struggled against people from the lower levels. If this second level devil is here alone, that's going to be a problem. And then incomplete Lucifero, the king, this is going to be a serious situation. And yeah, there do need to be bodies dropping. I gotta throw that in there, because This looked like, right here would have been a perfect opportunity, to be honest with you, for whoever it may be, whether it be ForneverWorld, whether it be Sally, somebody should have died right there, and that would have made it even 10 times more impactful, in my opinion. Still very impactful. I'm not complaining by any means. I love the direction Tabata's taking us down right now. I just feel like it would have been a little bit more impactful with, boom, some serious casualties. I get it. The casualty, in a sense, or the effect that came from it was he just dropped everybody and told them to bow their heads, and they're all out cold, like these strong as captains and stuff. It just would have felt that much more, though, if we would have got one. Just one. It could have been Sally. It could have been Nozel. Well, not Nozel. That probably wouldn't have worked. But ForneverWorld, somebody there would have made it just like, boom. Mario Leona. Oh, my God. The fandom would have went crazy. But either way, still insane chapter. Loved it. Loved the direction. Again, curious what you guys think. How's this all going to play out? What do you think about the Supreme Devil from the second level? Is Nox still planning some bullshit? Do you think Yami's still going to survive? Because dude still looks terrible. Will anybody in this planet give a fuck about William Vengeance? Find out next time on Lucifero Kills All. And your overall thoughts and expectations for the Black Clover manga with chapter 318 and beyond. Jump is on break next week, so it'll be a 2-week wait. But my gosh, baby, Tabata doing a complete 180 now, heading into 2022. Shit just got real. But that's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram. Hit that bell to get all notifications. And if you want to follow any of my other social media, links are in the description below. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. And remember the golden rule: anime and manga for life. Bye. Have an awesome day. Peace in, and yo, bow your heads to that Black Clover greatness. Have an awesome one.
So just go to